my beautiful friends. It's Amanda here, and today I want to talk about the new Avatar: The Last Airbender collection that is about to release from Lethal Cosmetics. This collection will be available on the Lethal site on May 31st at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're not sure what time that is where you are, just do a quick Google to make sure you confirm the time. This is going to be a limited edition collection. I saw Lethal Cosmetics mention on their stories that they may try to restock this if there's a lot of interest in it, but they did say this is a limited edition collection. This is not permanent, this is not going to be around forever, and I do anticipate there will be a lot of buzz for this collection. Personally, I'm not a big fan of creating a lot of hysteria around quick buying, but I also want to give you the facts. And the facts, as I see it, this stuff's probably going to sell out pretty quickly. I will be shocked if these make it through launch day. And who knows, maybe they have really anticipated the virality and just the interest in this collection. But I do think this one will probably sell out pretty quickly, just being 100% honest with you. I don't have anything to gain from you purchasing this based on me saying that. I don't have an affiliate code. I don't have any commission links. I'm just telling you what I think. And if you're really interested in this, I would say probably don't want to wait on this one. Okay. Now, I don't know if any codes will work on this collection. You can always try out the code garbage. This is my friend Teresa's affiliate code. I don't know if it'll work for this or not, but it's worth a try. Why not? This is the only code I've ever heard of for Lethal, so if you know any others, let me know. But I just always use Teresa's code when I shop from Lethal. And the last thing before I get to showing you the products, there are lipsticks in this collection. I just don't have them. They didn't have them ready in time for the PR send. So go and check out the Lethal socials and you can see the lipsticks there. Now, this is probably one of the cutest things I've ever seen. This is the Appa makeup bag. Appa is my favorite from the show. And this is another one, much like Pokemon, that I was introduced to via my child. And I gotta say, I'm more of an Avatar fan than a Pokemon fan. I just felt more engaged with the storyline. And I love Appa. I think this is so cute. It's fuzzy, it's adorable. I anticipate this will sell out really quickly. And hey, it's a nice quality makeup bag. It's not just a silly little thing that they printed Appa's face on. This is really well made. It's priced at 23 US dollars and it's one of my top picks. The other thing that I just think is so cute and clever is this makeup sponge. This is the My Cabbages makeup sponge. My son does a hilarious impression of the Cabbages guy. This is only $7. It's the least expensive item in the collection. And I think, again, this will be one of the hot items, one of the quick sellouts. Look how funny this is. It's a little cabbage makeup sponge. This is just so funny, so clever. Spoiler alert, I think this entire collection is amazing, but I do think that this little cabbage sponge is one of the better items and one of the highly recommended items, in my opinion, just for the price and the hilariousness. Now we have the Soka glitter gel. This is going to be 21 US dollars. And this is very similar to some glitter gels that they released previously. It has that flaky quality. Packaging wise, most of the special packaging is this outer carton. However, the little screw top lid for the pot does have the Avatar logo printed on top. But otherwise, as far as like size and shape and all that stuff, it is the same as their previous little glitter pot things. This has 6 grams of product. It comes in a little glass screw top jar. The lid is plastic, and then there is this seal on top that definitely helps keep some of the moisture in for this jelly type of texture. This particular glitter gel doesn't have a very chunky feel to it, even though it has some of those flakies. It's very, very smooth, and I was impressed with the opacity. This isn't the type of product that I personally gravitate towards just because it's not something that I really like to use a lot. But the shift here is beautiful. It's got this golden brown, green, blue shift that is just really eye-catching and definitely feels like the perfect mix between a neutral and a wearable color. So I like this. It's not in my top picks, but as far as something like this goes, I do think it's really pretty and it makes sense in the collection. It's just not a type of product that I personally like to wear a lot. Next up, we have the White Lotus highlighter. This is very reasonably priced in my opinion. When I saw that this was priced at 19 US dollars, I was impressed. I was definitely anticipating something closer to a $30 price point. So I think they did a really nice job with pricing, making everything special, making everything true to the show. And I think this is just absolutely beautiful. This is another one of my personal top choices. I am a huge sucker for a printed powder and a compact like this. I will say the packaging is pretty lightweight. The actual compact itself doesn't have that heavy, super luxe, super special type of feeling to it, but I really don't mind because I think that they focused a lot of the specialness on the actual product itself, both the appearance and performance of the highlighting powder. It has this gorgeous White Lotus print which is just so pretty and so effortlessly beautiful. The highlighter is a very shifty pink duochrome type of highlighter. Maybe this is a multi-chrome, but it has a almost bluish green to really warm pink shift. I thought at first that this was going to be a little bit too extra for me, but personally, I will just pop this on top of a kind of warm nudie pink blush and use it more as a blush topper. And this is really gorgeous on the eyes too. So like I said, I'm just a sucker for a powder like this. So maybe that's why I found a way to love it. Next up, we have some eyeliner sets. You can get a bundle of all four eyeliner sets for $72.20, or you can purchase the individual eyeliner sets for $19. Each one of these sets is a duo. It comes with a matte finish and then a chrome finish liquid eyeliner. Of course, for the Katara eyeliner set, we're getting shades of blue. Like I said, one matte, one multi-chrome, and this matte royal blue is really pretty. I'm not a big liquid eyeliner fan, but I think that these are really striking colors. Each one of the eyeliner sets will have the kingdom symbol. So this has the water kingdom symbol, and all of these have a super fine brush tip applicator. Now moving over to the Earth Kingdom, we have the Toff eyeliner set. This is one of my personal favorites, and the Earth palette is also my favorite of the palettes, so it makes sense that I'm drawn to these shades. I love that this is a murky brownish green and not just a super bright green to pair with this more yellowy green multi-chrome shade. Part of the reason I think this collection is so successful is that they really stayed true to not just the literal colors from pulled straight from stills from the show, but they stayed true to the feelings and the vibes and the intention of the show. That's why I think fans have responded so incredibly positively to this collection. And that's what I'm getting, even as a casual Avatar fan. It feels like a lot of respect was given to the actual show, and that somebody who really cared about the Avatar series, spent time developing these products, selecting these shades, going for things that weren't so out of the box that they felt disconnected, but not so literal and surface level that they feel not special. I hope that makes sense. It just feels very intentional. It feels like it was curated to be used and created with a love of the Avatar series in mind. Well, I basically just talked all the way through Aang and Zuko's eyeliner sets, but I think at this point the info is pretty self-explanatory and it's going to be most helpful if I just give you some swatches. So I want to show you each one of these duos swatched individually, and then right in between the matte finish and multi-chrome finish, I want to show you what it looks like if you do the matte eyeliner, let that dry, and then put the multi-chrome on top, because I think this is such a cool, interesting way to combine and really get a great use out of these duos. I was super worried that I was going to stain my arm putting all of these pretty heavy duty eyeliners on here. It took an actual makeup remover to wipe them off. I couldn't just regularly wipe them or even just use a regular makeup wipe. But once I used a little oil-based makeup remover, they came right off and I had absolutely zero staining from any of these. So I was really impressed with their staying power. They're definitely waterproof. Water did not remove these for me, and I didn't get any staining. So all around, very happy, even though I'm not a big liquid eyeliner girly. I think that the performance seems pretty on point. Now let's talk about the eyeshadow palettes. There is a palette bundle, all four palettes for $110.20, or you can get the individual palettes for $29. It seems like they have a decent amount of bundle options. I'm not sure if they'll have a palette, liner, and lip bundle option, like all of the air things or all of the water things. I expect that they may have that. And there is a full collection bundle. So everything that you're seeing in this video, plus the four lipsticks that I don't have my hands on yet, the entire Avatar collection from Lethal Cosmetics will be just under $292, which I realize is really pricey, but there's a whole heck of a lot in this collection. So if you're into it, then I think price-wise, the full collection bundle is the way to go. But only do that. It's only a good deal if you really, really want every single thing. Otherwise, I encourage you to try to look at these products individually. This is exactly why I do this close up, very info heavy type of video first, because I want you to see the facts for what they are. I understand as much as anyone being drawn in by nostalgia and the love of an intellectual property, a show, a movie, a character, something like that. But at the end of the day, these products are really, really nice. They are something that will be fun to use, functional, beautiful. This isn't just a collector's item. These are really, honestly, nice cosmetics. So I encourage you to take a look at the colors, take a look at the finishes and the different types of products, and really get down to what are you actually going to want to wear. For example, I love the Twilight movies. So when the ColourPop Twilight collection came out and I went to go pick up a couple extra things during the restock for myself, I didn't buy the eyeliners because I love Twilight, but I don't love eyeliners. So I was really trying to stick to the things that I know I'm going to actually enjoy using and wearing in my life. So I really want to encourage you to do that, even though I gotta say, this whole collection is so super beautiful. All of the eyeshadows, as you've been seeing, the finger and brush swatches are super opaque, bright, beautiful, shiny. We've got a ton of different finishes here. Some of these shimmers are a regular silky smooth metallic. Others, like the Badger Mole shade, I think you can kind of tell, are the more thick and foily type of texture. The mattes are stunning and smooth. I haven't worn every single one of these palettes yet, but the ones that I have worn have a beautifully smooth application, stay true to color on the eye. I'm already a fan of the Lethal eyeshadow formula, so I was anticipating that these would work well for me, and this special collection is no exception. The colors that they chose for these different palettes are, again, true to the show, true to the feeling of the show, but they still feel special and wearable at the same time, particularly the Earth palette. And I think this Air palette is probably my second favorite pick. I did see some folks commenting on my Instagram post that they felt like this palette was unapproachable for them. And I can definitely see that, especially with some of these really bright colors popped in here. But I would say I think that the way this is laid out is to be three different eyeshadow trios. So if you look at the first column down, Moon Peach, Egg Custard Tart, Council of Elders, I think that's a trio, like a warm colors trio. Then I think the center column is a cool tones trio. And then the last one is a more kind of smoky everyday type of trio. You could do a cross for the rose, or you could even do little like quads, like pick four shades that are right next to each other and use that as a little quad if you need more inspiration. But I really like the silvery metallics and the purple in here. I'm also a big fan of a matte yellow shade. So I think I'm just drawn towards a lot of the individual shades in here, and I can definitely see myself reaching for these. The metallics in here are so pretty. I just love a silvery shimmer, so I am making heart eyes at a lot of the metallics in here. The very, very blue water palette is definitely the most out of my comfort zone. Then the fire palette just feels the most like something I might already have existing in my collection. So it's definitely high performing and beautiful. It just feels the least intriguing to me color story wise. But I think it would be interesting to try to combine the fire and water palettes for me to really push myself to do something different with those two versus doing a monochromatic look. So that may be something that I do in a future video. I definitely want to do a follow-up video once I have some more time to play with these, to show you some looks, some tutorials, just so you can see these things in action. And I can also include some palette comparisons in that secondary video if that's something you're interested in. Just let me know what you think would be the most helpful to you. I have a few ideas for comparisons, but especially once we start getting into my brain opening all the tabs for four different palette comparisons, things can get lost in the shuffle for me when I'm just pulling them myself from my own collection. So I definitely want to hear your requests for comparisons, and I will do my best to get another video out with this for some look inspo and some comparisons as soon as possible. This PR package actually got severely delayed. I really wanted to get a video out for you sooner than just the night before the collection drops, which is hopefully when this actual video will go out as a bonus video on my channel. I was hoping to get something done earlier in the week, but unfortunately, with the holiday weekend and just, life is like that sometimes. Things get delayed, and not a biggie, but I wanted to make sure that I got at least some info out here for you. And if you know me, you know I can't resist a little bit of a comparison. I really wanted to see these two matte red shades side by side. The Air palette has a matte red called Council of Elders, and then there's also a matte red in the Fire palette. And when you just look at them in the pan, they look super similar, But when you see them side by side, you can tell that the Fire palette matte is a lot bolder and a lot more of that true primary red. And in comparison, Council of Elders looks a bit softer and more corally. So that I couldn't resist that one. I was so curious to know. Hopefully you found this video helpful. I would love to hear what you think about this collection. Are you an Avatar fan? Are you going to be picking anything up? Which comparisons do you want to see in the next video? I always love to hear what you think about things too, so make sure you leave all your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I love each and every one of your beautiful little faces. I will see you real soon in the next one. Okay, bye!